Hi, this is Astrologer Coach Sonja Francis, and today I want to talk a little bit about the move from Jupiter into Cancer on June 25th, 2013, where it will journey for a whole year until July 2014. Now, Jupiter in Cancer has a lot to do with how we expand and how we grow in the sign of Cancer, which has to do with our feelings. It has to do with nourishment and nurturing. It has to do with our mother energy. It also has to do with our inner baby. It has to do with the part of us that's very instinctual and it's very feeling oriented. So how do we expand and find a more of an experience with that energy? Now, Jupiter is very much about wanting to explore, wanting to understand on a mental and spiritual level, and through that exploration and through that immediate connection to something, we're gaining wisdom, we're gaining understanding. And so with Jupiter in Cancer, we're really getting a chance to really dive more deeply into the exploration of motherhood, into the exploration of nourishment and nurturing ourselves, others, the world. And what's really important here, of course, is with nourishing and nurturing ourselves, we really need to start within before we move to the outside world. Because if we're not taking care of ourselves fully, we can also not take care of others, and we can also not take care of nourishing and nurturing the world. So it's very important to always start with yourself when it comes to the nurturing process, and to make time in your life where you can really look and see, what is it that I need for myself to feel completely nurtured and nourished, so that I can go out in the world and help other people, so that I can go out in the world and nourish and nurture the earth, or the world, or the collective, or even just other people in our lives. So this is a very important process. And so with the Jupiter and Cancer energy, we're really connecting to the feminine energy. We're connecting to our intuition, to our instincts, to our feelings in a very big way, because Jupiter is all about more, doing more of that. Now, part of that, of course, can also be doing it too much, right? But so it's very important to also check to see, where are we exploring in a way, where we're going really into an experience in a way that it serves us, where we're really learning something new, or where are we going into an experience where we're exploring to such an extent that it's too much, that we're actually indulging or living in excess in that area of our lives. Now, with Cancer, of course, nourishing and nurturing also has a lot to do with food and with eating. So we really need to pay attention to what kind of foods are we eating. Are we actually nourishing ourselves with eating the food that we're eating, or are we just indulging and creating excess around food? Excess, I meant, around food. Now, of course, with Jupiter in Cancer, because it has to do with food, there's definitely an expansion around the food industry for this year. Maybe also looking into, what kind of foods are really nourishing to us, and what's really helping ourselves to feel more nourished from the inside out. But it also has to do with the home and with family, Cancer. So it definitely also will be an expansive time for the real estate industry, and also for people who already have homes, maybe to do some home improvements and to make ourselves feel more completely comfortable at home and safe at home, and feel really good with our families at home. And maybe also buying a home may be something that we may feel more inclined right now to do with Jupiter and Cancer. So if you are intending on buying a home, as best as you can, go into it with a healthy optimism rather than with a blind optimism. And this is always something that's important to pay attention to with the Jupiter energies, that we're really are optimistic, but in a healthy way, and not in a too optimistic way, where we're not actually seeing things as they are, and maybe have unrealistic expectations or unhealthy expectations. Now, the other thing with Jupiter in Cancer is that we have a very deep love for children and animals at that time. So we really want to connect on a very deep level to the things that need our protection, to the things that need our nourishing or nurturing. And again, so it's very important also, if we do experience that in the outside world, that we also do that to our inner child that needs nurturing, or to the inner place in us that feels the need for a nurturing energy, or for connecting to ourselves on an emotional level. So we always want to do these things for ourselves first before we actually do them for other people. This is very important. Now, Jupiter in Cancer, the last time Jupiter was in Cancer was in July 2001 through August 2001. And that was a time where we really were kind of connecting to our family values, to our traditional values, and we were connecting very strongly to a need for safety, and being very attached to the traditions of our country, and in the US at least. And so I think this time around what we're experiencing is going to be slightly different, because Jupiter is making a lot of aspects to all the outer planets out there. It's making an aspect to Pluto, to Neptune, to Chiron, to Uranus, and also to Saturn. And so we really are, this year will be very much about connecting to ourselves more authentically. It's about connecting to ourselves on a spiritual level and a creative level, and to really connect to the human family, to the sense that there is a connectedness in a sense of family, not just between us and our birth family or our existing family, but also a connection to the human family, to the collective that is getting stronger and stronger. And with making a connection to Uranus, we need to break away from traditional view of what family is or what family looks like. And so we're getting a chance in this year to really explore family in a new way, in a new light. So we're reaching, we're expanding, we're growing emotionally, intuitively, instinctively. And so we really want to connect to that feminine principle, to that feminine energy in our lives. And the goal here, I think, on a collective level, is to really tap more fully into that feminine energy within each of us, because we've been living so much in the masculine for so many years now, that there's been such an imbalance between the masculine and the feminine energies, that we're now trying to really bring back the feminine energies so that we can find that balance again between the two. And so in the beginning, of course, whenever there's a process that happens where we're trying to get back to a particular energy that has been neglected, it feels a little bit, a little bit out of sync at first, and it feels a little bit like we're going even too far in that direction of the feminine. But we're needing to go there so that we can find that balance again. So it's very important to really explore deeply this connection to the feminine, to our feelings, to our intuition. Now, if you have a Sagittarius sun sign or rising sign, then you are definitely going to feel all of this much stronger, because Jupiter rules Sagittarius. If you have a Cancer sun sign or rising sign, and Jupiter is moving through your sign for the next year, then you're going to feel a very strong sense of optimism. You're going to have more understanding towards yourself and towards others. You're really going to be growing this year. So this is going to be a great year for you in terms of expansion, and all the values that are important for you and that are causing you to have vitality in your life are going to, you're going to feel them in abundance. Now, if you have a Jupiter in Cancer in your natal chart, if this is a placement you already have in your natal chart, then you will experience what we call a Jupiter return this year. And that is a time where we're finishing a cycle, we're beginning a new 12-year cycle. So the last time you began a Jupiter cycle for you was in 2001, 2002. And so this cycle is now ending and a new Jupiter cycle is now beginning. And so you're stepping into a new exploration of nurturing and nourishing yourself, new exploration of what feelings are for you and how you can bring more of an understanding to your feeling nature and bring more of that feeling and sensitivity and nourishing and helping into the world. Now, of course, if you have in your natal chart, if Jupiter is aspected with some other planets in a way that is supportive or maybe a little bit more challenging, or some aspects where you need to make adjustments, that is very important to look at, to see how is Jupiter in your natal chart aspected, to see is this Jupiter return a return where you need to create more growth in your life and where you need to make more adjustments, or is it a time in your life where you can really receive abundance and receive a tremendous amount of support and optimism at that time. So again, you have to look in your own natal chart to see that. If you want any help with that, please feel free to reach out. I'll be happy to support you with a reading with that. You can either email me at Sonja@AstrologerCoach.com. That's SONJA@AstrologerCoach.com. Or you can also reach out via my website at astrologercoach.com/services.html. And on that webpage, you will see all the services that are available. Plus, there's also an online form at the very bottom of that same page. And you can fill out that online form and also ask me questions through that form as well. All right, so this is Jupiter in Cancer. So as best as you can, receive nurturement, receive nourishment. Be aware of not overindulging or having an excess around food or anything to do with family or home. Maybe spending too much money on your home or spending too much money on buying a home, something like that. But also remember, it's also about the mother energy. So, we're definitely also going to feel that connection to our inner mother nature, but also to Mother Earth. We're feeling a deeper connection to that as well. So please keep in mind that that Jupiter is all about exploration and wanting to really get into the experience of something completely and fully. So have fun exploring and experiencing your own inner Cancer energy, depending on where that is in your chart. And have a fantastic year. And feel free to reach out for any support at any time. This is Astrologer Coach Sonja Francis. Goodbye.